The Trying Policy Scene 18. Julia woke up on Thursday morning in a wet diaper again. Unlike yesterday, she noticed it as soon as she got out of bed. It was really soaked. And while she wasn't really surprised, it did give her a moment's pause. But Julia quickly dismissed any concerns she might have had. It's Thursday, so it's not like I'm not going to be wearing diapers much longer, she told herself. Now there was something to think about. Going back to panties instead of diapers, was that a good thing or a bad thing? Julia hadn't really given a whole lot of thought to the idea of this whole trying policy coming to an end. On the plus side, she had to admit that never having to repeat yesterday's pooping at school incident was definitely a good thing. On the other hand, it hadn't been that big of a deal, and Julia had to admit that she really had blown it out of proportion. I mean, yeah, it certainly isn't something I would want to do again, but it wasn't the end of the world either, she thought to herself. Julia started to realize that a part of her wasn't excited about this ending. It was hard to admit and come to terms with, but she had actually really gotten used to wearing diapers and was in fact pretty happy with the whole situation. I mean, I wanted to try this to see what it was like and I didn't really know what to expect, but I guess I thought it would be fun or I wouldn't have wanted to try it. Julia had to admit that she certainly was a long ways away from comfortable about pooping her pants all the time, but other than that, wearing diapers was actually pretty cool. I mean, it really feels nice to have a diaper on. Julia thought to herself. It's comforting and I really enjoy it. And while wet diapers were not fun, they really aren't a big deal. And once I get changed, that new diaper always feels good. Not having to go to the bathroom during TV and movies or having to get up in the middle of the night is a real plus too. Julia even thought that she was kind of going to miss talking with Mrs. Barnard at school. At the same time, a voice in the back of her head reminded her that girls her age really shouldn't be wearing diapers. It just was not normal. And although a few people knew about it already, most people still didn't. Julia thought about the reaction of certain people if they found out that she had started wearing diapers again. How would some of her friends react if they found out she pooped her pants? It was not a comforting thought at all. Julia hopped out of bed and walked over towards the mirror. She pulled down her pajama bottoms and kicked them off. Her diaper was really soaked and had swollen up a bit. She took a look at her lower half in the mirror. It was kind of funny, but she liked the way she looked with her diaper. Well, get a good look now, 'cause this isn't going to be happening much longer. This is my last day in diapers, Julia thought to herself. And somewhat half-heartedly she added, and that's probably for the best. Knowing that somebody was going to be checking her diaper soon anyway, Julia left her PJs on the floor and headed downstairs to grab some breakfast. When she got there, she found her mom already in the kitchen. Morning, sweetie. Morning, Mom. Shirley had been down there for a bit and was just finishing up a bagel. Thinking that sounded pretty good, Julia started the process of slicing a bagel in half and grabbing the cream cheese from the fridge. Looks like somebody has a wet diaper and needs to be changed. Yeah, I wet the bed again last night, I think. Julia said without really thinking about it. She was kind of focused on cutting her bagel. You wet the bed? You mean, like, I need to wash your sheets? Julia realized her mom was actually surprised a bit and wasn't just playing around like she seemed to often be doing when it came time to dealing with diapers that needed to be changed. No, the bed is fine. I didn't mean I actually wet the bed. I meant like, I wet the bed, but I was wearing a diaper. Oh, I see. Shirley said slowly. Well, I guess it is a good thing you were in a diaper then. Well, hurry up and finish your bagel and we can get you changed. Julia soon fished up her breakfast and headed upstairs with her mom. They went straight to her room and without a word Julia hopped up on the changing table. Her mom came over and grabbed a new diaper from underneath where Julia was laying. Whoa! Shirley said in genuine surprise. She crouched down and started rummaging around the shelves of the changing table. Shirley muttered somewhat questioningly, and quickly followed that up with an that seemed to say she answered her own question. Finally Shirley stood up again, shrugged a tiny bit and muttered, "Oh well." Julia sat up slightly and looked at her mom. "What was that all about?" Shirley gently pushed Julia back flat on the table and started undoing the tapes on her diaper. "Oh, I just realized that I'm going to have to go buy more diapers for you. I'm almost out already. I really thought I had more down there, but then I remembered that I had to send some to school." Being pretty early in the morning still, Julia wasn't thinking particularly quickly yet. As such, it took a few seconds for the implications of what her mom had said to really sink in. It suddenly dawned up her that this actually might be significant. "Wait, what do you mean? Are we actually out?" Julia's tone implied no small part of concern, although if you asked her she couldn't tell you why. "Yeah, this is the last one. Don't worry, I'll just run and grab some more while you are at school." Julia's mind started working. Her mom pulled the wet diaper out from under her and started cleaning her off with the baby wipes, but Julia wasn't paying the least bit of attention. Her mind was elsewhere. "Wait, how many diapers did you buy me last time, Mom?" Shirley paused in her cleaning duties and looked curiously at her daughter. "I don't know, I just bought a box. I don't remember exactly how many diapers were in there though." "Why? And you're going to buy another box?" Julia asked. "That's what I just said, isn't it?" "Well, yeah, but I mean, it's Thursday, right? If one box lasted until Thursday and you go and buy another box, won't that be a lot more than we need?" "Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, you are right about that." Shirley scrunched her nose and thought for a second. "Well, not much we can really do about it, I guess." "What do you mean?" "Well, I think I told you this already, but I can't just go out and buy a small pack of diapers for you. They don't sell diapers in your size like that. So I am just going to have to go buy another box." Nobody said anything for a second or two. Julia wasn't sure she understood exactly what this all meant. She remembered her mom's words about if she bought the diapers, Julia had to wear them. Did this mean that she wasn't going to stop wearing diapers as soon as she had originally thought? Is that what her mom meant? The look of confusion on her face must have been really obvious and her mom saw it. "Like I said, honey, there really isn't anything we can do about it. Look, I can see what you are thinking. Yes, you're going to have to stay in diapers for a little bit longer." Julia wasn't sure what to think. Was this a good thing or a bad thing? Her voice reflected a bit of uncertainty and confusion, "But I thought I only had to wear them for a week. I thought that was what we agreed to." As soon as she said it, Julia wondered if it was such a good idea to have mentioned it. The more she thought about it, the more she realized that the idea of staying in diapers a few more days wasn't really such a bad thing. She remembered thinking about this just a short while ago in her room. "I mean, other than the pooping part, I kind of like it. And it's not like I am really ever going to get to do this again, really. Maybe I shouldn't have said that." Shirley looked down at her daughter. The look on her face gave the impression that she had not anticipated Julia's reaction. "Is somebody ready for their week in diapers to be over? I hadn't thought of that. I never expected you to enjoy being put in diapers again, but I was kind of getting the impression that." "No." Julia cut her mom off, surprising both of them with how loud she said no. "No, I just meant that I thought we were only going to do this for a week." Julia watched her mom's reaction. It looked pretty clear that mom was not exactly certain what that no had meant. Was that a no, she wasn't ready for her week in diapers to end, or was that a no, she was ready for it to end? Heck, do I even know which no I meant? Shirley quickly moved past the look of confusion. Either she had figured out what no meant, or she decided to not bother trying to. Her face changed back to the normal business as usual look. "Well, actually, if you remember the rules I laid out," Shirley started saying as she began spreading out a clean diaper, we agreed to put you in diapers for at least 1 week. Shirley paused to slide the new diaper under Julia and bring the front up through her legs. And well, the reality is that it has not been a week yet. It's close, but we just don't have enough diapers to get through the week without buying more. I can't buy anything less than about a week's worth of diapers. So, Shirley stopped to pull open the diaper tapes and stick them in place. The bottom line here is that you're just going to have to keep wearing diapers for now. Julia nodded her head and tried to smile. She really felt a funny feeling in her stomach, but for the life of her she couldn't tell if it was happiness or nervousness. She knew that a while was actually going to mean pretty much another week. In fact, Julia did some basic math. It was actually an unsolvable equation. There were no doubt a lot of diapers at school, so she wasn't really able to be sure exactly how long one box would last. But she was able to determine that, assuming her rate of use stayed the same, that a box of diapers would last at least as long, and probably longer, depending on how many diapers the school had, as this past box. In a nutshell, Julia realized that her time in diapers wasn't even half over yet.